Hey gamers, in this episode, we're going to talk about why it's bad to be a rules lawyer. Hey gamers, welcome back to Game Master's Dungeon. I'm Brian, your Game Master. Today's episode of the Player Study Group, we're going to talk about one of the main things you're not going to want to do in your game while you're playing. And that's going to be being a rules lawyer. Now, some of you new players might be like, what is a rules lawyer? Let's just break it down. So a rules lawyer or rule monger or whatever you want to call it are the people that demand that every rule in the book of the game be observed at all times. No breaking, no bending, no setting aside, things of that nature. Now, why is that bad? You would think, okay, well, I'm playing a game that's got a bunch of rules. I paid $60 for my rule book. Why would I want to use all the rules in there? Well, let me tell you from a GM's standpoint. So I've role-played a lot of games, and there's sometimes I want to do something very cinematic or creative in my game. But maybe there's a rule in there that says, well, technically this action or this event couldn't or shouldn't happen based on the rules. And I'm like, well, I'm a firm believer of story trumps rules. Every time in my games, any day of the week, any week of the year, if I'm writing a good story and everybody's hooked and excited and dug in and they're involved and they're role-playing well, I'm gonna do whatever it is to make my story great if I have to bend, break, or discard a rule. Now, what I hate is when I'm doing that and everybody's having a good time, and if, say, there's an example, there's one person in the group that's like, well, actually, according to page 273, paragraph 4, and everybody's just like, okay, so then what it does is it breaks the suspension of disbelief for the entire party. You're like, okay, so now everybody's got their books out. Okay, well, and the GM, he gets off flow, he gets upset, and then the story kind of goes downhill. You're like, well, I had this great thing planned, and it was going to be fun, and everybody was having fun, but you decided to break it up. So, in short, don't do it, right? That's kind of something you would talk about at the end of the game, really, or by your GM by himself. After the game, you'd be like, hey, this really great story, I loved it, but what about this rule? Then let them explain then. Or what I like to do as a GM, like before I start a game, I have my house rules. Maybe that might be a video that I might do. House rules, right? House rules is I'm the GM, I'm the god of the world that I'm building. I can make the rules, I can do what I want with them. Actually, that's in my 10 Commandments of Gaming. So I would definitely go check out that video. It's an older video, one of my first, but it's relevant and it's still really good. It's something that, everybody is going to have their own set of rules that they're going to want to do. Those are mine that I like to follow, and it just helps me make a better game. It helps me keep the players involved and provide a fun time during the session for everyone. And then if we've got one player that is trying to interrupt that and make it into a rules debate or like a courtroom about whatever, it really it upsets me that somebody's more willing to squabble over something small rule that's not really even detrimental to a character. Now, I can see if there's a rule that benefits your character and I'm like, nah, screw that, get out of here kind of thing. And now you're like, well, that was part of my character concept or design or something how my character works. That's a different story. But if it's something minor that I'm just setting aside to tell a cinematic piece or driving a story or whatever, just let it go. And talk to your GM after the game so you're not interrupting the game in progress. Alright, gamers. That was just a quick chat about rules lawyering, being a rule monger. I don't like it. I guarantee if you're playing in someone else's game, they're not going to like it either. I just wouldn't do it. If you've got questions regarding rules, ask your GM before or after the game. not during. And if the GM, has set house rules, observe those house rules at all times. So I want to say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and it was informative. If it was, hit that like button for me. And also, if you want to support my channel, hit the subscribe button. Also, hit the bell icon so you can get instant notifications when I upload new content. Also, join me over on Discord with several other of my subscribers. We're having some great conversations about all kinds of gaming topics. We would love for you to join that as well. Also, you can follow me over on Twitter, where I'm going to be posting updates on future content. Also, if you have ideas for content that you would like to see or questions regarding previous content or games in general, you can put them over there, or you can put them all down in the comments below. Either way, I'm going to love to see those. So, until I see you again in the dungeon, I am Brian, your Game Master, and happy gaming.